with the trash pull. We work that's way that
type of facility.
Development, guys, older guys, I want to, cleanups, and donate. We foundation, generally used stuff, and gonna be on the north side. I've been given the
Yo,
and then a trash truck.
To a market.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, yeah. Look at the story, right? Like he said, I've been signed up to.
Yeah.
You think of the market when it comes to you possess. The industry is is just going. Right? Upward arrow. Like he's looking for of the trash that he's back to the community. Lord. Yeah. Second chance, and then creating into a work episode of unity into the second chance. The guy says, good Lord.
You're sitting on Chris's board of directors, right? Your expertise is business development. Like what advice do you give, a third, fourth year entrepreneur that's he's proven, the beta test is done. Like he's got a proven model. Like what advice do you give him to grow, and what cautions do you give him to be aware of?
As far as cautions, I would say now's the time to go ahead and start hiring, and we need to make sure we hire the right people. It's not enough that we have the right people on the bus. We need to have the right people in the right seats on the bus, if that makes sense. Next, I would sit down and I would say, all right, what are we doing here? How many residential agreements do we have? How many commercial agreements do we have? Regardless of what the answer is, we're going to go ahead and ratchet up that commercial side.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be able to build multiple relationships at once doing business on this side. You're also going to be able to, commercial customers are a lot stickier.
Yeah.
Than your, than your regular consumer, because it's too much work for them to switch to another carrier for anything.
Yeah.
If you got a personal cell phone and a business cell phone, it's way easier for you to switch your business phone than it is for you to switch your, vice versa. Y'all know what I mean. Yeah. But next, that's what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and see how many business customers we can get, how fast can we get them, and that's the direction we're going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ivan, you've been an entrepreneur here for quite some time, right? And you probably experienced this. You begin to get a little bit of success, and you got a big heart, right? And suddenly you start bringing on people, right? And maybe too many people, but you want to feed people. You want to, in Chris's case, want to give people a second chance.
MC Hammer.
Right?
The MC Hammer
and then
thing.
the next thing you know, your mission goes from, in your case, a communications business, in your case, from a business development business, in your case, trash business. You go from your core mission to suddenly you're an employment agency.
Yeah.
Right? And that wasn't your core mission, but that's where your heart accidentally took you.
Yeah.
Is that a caution for a guy like Chris?
Oh, without a doubt. Yes. Without a doubt. My answer is going to be revolve around my experience, right? Yeah. Yes. I don't follow my heart anymore, right? Yeah. I don't follow my heart and I don't follow emotions anymore. What I've learned in business that, and even in the wrong relationship, your emotions will lie to you, right? Because you want to do so much to help a community that that you came from or that resembles, that you're reminded from. What I've learned is, like my brother Tom says, the actual factual, right? And what I've learned from other people that's around me is to, one, follow the numbers. Yeah. Follow where the numbers lie, because the numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? So as an entrepreneur, and we went from God knows, when we started, we were around about 80,000 to like 2 million. And then I wanted to help, I wanted to give. But what that did was, it set me up. And sometimes, like when you play chess, you got to be 4 or 5 moves ahead. Yeah. I thought I was, but I wasn't playing chess. I was playing checkers. Yeah. Right? So in the moment, and a good friend of mine said, a good friend and someone close to me said, stop saying PBS. Stop saying PBS. Because what I was giving was the illusion that the services that I was giving was free, right? Yeah. And it made perfect sense to me. You feel me? Yeah. Yo, Ivan, can you cover this? Ivan, can you cover this? Ivan, can you come do this? We were doing that. But as you see, like, we're in the studio, lights are on, right? Bills need to be paid, so on. So as much as I want to do for the community, I now have to become selfish, right? Because I have to make sure that whatever I do is on the business side of things. I can still give to the community. I can't give, 50,000 turkeys this year, or I might not be able to have, all these extravagant parties and bring everyone and do this. But what I've learned is, what that bottom line look like? Are we making money today? Where we come from, we look at numbers differently. In business, is you need to look at the numbers daily. Right? And you need to have those conversations with the people, because when we're working in our business, we're not allowed to work on the business. So I've learned to hire my weakness, right? And then make sure that whatever my numbers say, whatever the data says, I never was like a data-driven person until now, right? Like you get it, you lose it, and then you're like, oh my God, that's where I messed up, right? That's where I messed up. Let me go back and get it again. I know better right now, right? So, like, as much as I want to do for the community, and I want to do so much, sometimes as a business person, we have to hold on to our emotions or get rid of them and to say, this is what the plan is, and stick to the plan. Because just like the ant, right? The ant works all summer to chill all winter. You know what I mean? So, what you will learn. So,
is that true?
Did I say it right?
No, I don't know. I've never heard that.
Yeah, they be chilling. They sleep. They hibernate. They go ahead. They good. So my advice, and I will never give anyone a speech on what I think they should do. I would give you what I've been through, so people will listen and hopefully like, oh my God, I didn't know it was like that. This shit hard. Like, business is hard, right? And if you don't have the balls of the play or the shoulder pads when you get hit, you know how many times I wanted to cry? I think I called
or
you.
Did.
Or did
cry.
And look, again, I called you, right? And it said, Brian, yo, you ever been in a position, man, like you got a cash flow problem? He was like, yeah, right? But the thing about it is, like, when you're in business, sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? Or you do know what you don't know, whatever. But when I heard him say, yeah, I said, how'd you get through it? He was like, oh, this is what I did. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm hoping someone hears this message and be like, look, I'm not going to take those steps. You might want to give a lot. But understand where you are financially within the organization. Is the organization making money? We talk a lot about sales. Are you on the call or the phone making sales? Then sometimes you got to wear 8, 9, 10 different hats. So be it. But you will not outwork me. You will not out hustle me. You will not, because that's the grit that's in us, right? Because I'm not going back to mayonnaise sandwiches. You know what I mean? I'm not going back. You're going to have to drag this thing from me. So I don't care what it looked like. You know what I mean? I remember my wife said to me one day, she's like, I don't know how far I could go with this. I was like, I'll holler at you. Okay, I get it. This might not be, what you want, but I'm going to make this work. Now, I don't suggest everybody do that, because you might, you might not have the goal to do it. But when this thing, when Trash Porters is in you, And when God gave Noah the vision, and what I call people are ark builders, I don't know what I'm doing. I know I'm called to do it. I'm not a mathematician, but somehow this is going to add up.
Yeah.
I never built something that floats because I don't even know what water is, rain is, or a flood is, right? There's a lot of obstacles and a lot of things I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that there's something in me that's going to allow me to produce something that living life can live on it.
Yeah.
You know, so I hope that answers your question.
It does. You know, you use a word that I don't like to use, and that is selfish, because I don't think anything that you described is selfish. Like when you're in an airplane and they tell you when you're on your way down, you put the mask on you first before you help the person next to you.
Yeah.
If your business doesn't survive, everything else fails. You don't get to have the ripple effect of second chances. You don't get to solve problems.
That's right. That's
you
right.
don't get to further your purpose or facilitate somebody else living their purpose.
That's right.
Right? So it's essential that you fight like hell for the survival of the business.
But have integrity when you fight.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's, you know, I don't know if you ever remember that the Bruce Willis movie, Sixth Sense.
Damn right.
Right? But, you know, that kid's, that's right. That kid saw dead people, right?
Right.
And the entrepreneur sees dead people. Like you see things that other people just don't see.
Yeah.
That girl in 3B was dragging trash, and now you're making me vomit thinking the juice going all over the place. She didn't even know she was doing those things.
Right.
You saw dead people.
Wow.
Right? You saw a problem that, look, there were hundreds of people, the owner of the building, the trash company that collects it, the police that go by. Everybody is swimming in this problem. Chris, there's something in you, and I think it's in the DNA of the entrepreneur in general. And that DNA got 13 years of incubation that other people didn't have the gift you had. It turned and it twisted and it manifested and it developed. And when you popped out the other side, it was ready.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that there is something special about the entrepreneur, that they have the gift and the affliction. It's the same thing.
You sound like Jesus.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a gift and affliction.
There is nothing normal about designing a container that can handle Miss 3B's juice, right? And put it in a container and get it to the right place and actually charge money for it.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
That's not normal.
No. And so bad news. We're not normal.
We're not normal. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Brian, because you know you've been in business for, like you said, 4th generation. Has there ever been a time, and a lot of people are watching that follow us, right? They probably don't even know who Brian DiSabatino is, right? But they know they've seen you, but they don't know you.
Yeah.
Have there ever been a time in your business, right, running a huge company the way you do, that you are, that you failed at something, and how did you recover?
No, I think I am the subtotal of my failures. Like, I think it's clear that I got a break. I got the opportunity to fail because it's family. Like, the only reason I'm here is because I'm in a family business. So I had the unique opportunity and full runway to fail. And man, I did miserably. Not once, not twice, I told you today, I failed in the boardroom. Like I had the most brilliant idea, everybody hated it. It was a failure, right? And fortunately, I had them to stop me from my own vices. Like, we live by giving people prices for buildings, right? That's how we eat, right? You want a building? Here's your price. You say, that's great. We now have a contract. I can't tell you how many times I got that price wrong, right? And sometimes I get it a little bit wrong, and everybody giggles and say, oh, don't do that again. And sometimes you get it catastrophically wrong, right? There are projects that went so upside down because of my misjudgment, but for the grace of God and the people around me and the kindness and the forgiveness, I got to learn from it and do it again. There were business strategies that I deployed that were great, they were brilliant, they were mine, they failed because I neglected to bring people on board with my ideas in a collaborative way. And as good as the ideas were, they were nothing without other people involved. And I was a terrible person at bringing people into the equation to help solve problems. Like, you're building a wonderful team. Like, imagine if nobody liked your idea of the container for Miss 3B's juice bag, right? Right, but you did, you brought a coalition involved. And so it took a long time for me to learn how to build a team, how to become humble enough to ask for help, and then generous enough to give it.
Damn.
And that is a motto that I live by. When people come into the company, we have something called EDiS and 80. They've got 80 days to learn all about the company. We give them the freedom to do that. And when they come to see me, they probably expect some big speech about the history of our family and the company and this. I said, look, you'll never remember anything that I tell you. And you're going to meet a lot of people. I hope you remember my name when you walk out of here. But there's one thing I need you to remember. The only people that will thrive and survive here are the people that are humble enough to ask for help and the people that are generous enough to give it. And so if you can't deal with your own failure and raise your hand and say, help, I need some help, then you won't survive here. And if you're not generous enough to give somebody else grace for their failures, then you don't belong here either.
Damn.
Yeah. And so, no, look, I don't want to give our competition all the ammunition to list all of my failures, but trust me when I tell you, there have been nights in sweats and tears. Like Ivan, I think I told you the story, and I won't tell you the specifics on live television, but there is a letter that I wrote to God, apologizing for the horrible mistakes that I had made in business. I was worried, I was taking the company down, and it was just awful. I was just doing a terrible job as a leader, a terrible job as a decision maker, and I wrote that thing up and I put it in my desk. God strike me dead, not today though, that within 24 hours, that problem got solved.
Wow.
And that was my second chance. And I've gotten a lot of second chances. I don't want to equate it. I don't want to even be silly, right? But every one of us gets another chance. Take it. Take it, run with it. Right? And then give somebody else another chance, right? And to be able to admit that we are so imperfect, right? That when somebody comes barreling across the room and the chairs go parting like the Red Sea, and you're scared to death because he's got dreadlocks, a t-shirt when everybody else is coat and tie, and he knows your name and you have no idea who the hell he is. Right. Like, just stand in the gap.
I told B, I said, I saw you the other day. He said, you saw me? I said, yeah. He was driving by me. I was in the truck. I said, oh, look who that is. I told him what car he was driving and everything. He said, oh, you did see me. Yeah. It's just a habit. Yeah. I get in trouble. Why are you looking at? I look at everybody. You gotta look at everybody.
Yeah, head on the swivel.
Out the window.
Huh? It's in the head on the swivel. The head on the swivel is chapter 2 in that master's class.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
I love this conversation, man. I love I love this conversation. I hope you at home loved it. If you want to stay connected to our business community,